Good old 1980s B horror movie, and got my popcorn ready, and oh,
Waitress, more butter.
that scene always makes me laugh. Hey there, hi there, ho there, Andrew here with a first impressions review of the 1986 B movie horror classic, Chopping Mall. This movie was written by Steve Mitchell and Jim Warnowski, directed by Jim Warnowski, stars Kelly Mahoney, Tony O'Dell, Russell Todd, just to name a few people. The concept is pretty simple on this. A mall has security robots, voiced by Jim Warnowski. Golly, that guy gets around. Anyways, they're patrolling the area when some rambunctious kids, they get caught inside the mall after lockdown, and then lightning strikes, hits the electrical system. That means that all the robots are going to start killing people, right? Come to think of it, actually, Chopping Mall is basically a flip-flop of the movie Short Circuit. I wonder if that's because the guy that designed the robots is named Robert Short. Anyways, lightning makes robots who were supposed to protect people kill people. And originally the title was called Killbots. In fact, it was released earlier in that year under that title and performed really bad, because it was the title, I'm sure. And it was repackaged, and I remember seeing the VHS cover. And it was repackaged as Chopping Mall. And the cover is, basically, there it is, the disembodied hand. And it's got a shopping bag with some body parts in it. As a kid, that gave me the heebie-jeebies, but there's a problem with the title Chopping Mall out of this. There's no chopping in the movie. Nobody gets cut into little pieces, and there's no body parts that get cut off, and truth be told, I mean, the blood is a downright minimum in this movie, so I'm thinking maybe it should have been called Shopping Mall. I guess that would be okay as long as, Lucas didn't already plan on using Darth Maul and the copyright. I hate when I get sidetracked like that. The budget of this movie was about $800,000. It sounds about right for a Roger Corman film, but it's not a Roger Corman film. It's a Julie Corman film, Roger Corman's wife. And she really knew how to stretch a dollar over the 22 days that this movie was filmed. An example of that is she had them build 5 of these robots, even though there's only 3 in the movie, due to stunt reasons. They gotta blow stuff up, things like that. All of them were remote controlled. So that kind of stuff costs a decent amount. Side note, the mall that was used in this film is the Sherman Oaks Galleria. Now, why am I saying this? It's because it's the same mall that was used in the 1985 Schwarzenegger film, Commando. And, what really throws it off is the elevators. Those elevators are very unique looking. So is this a good horror movie? Well, it's a B movie. So if you like the so bad it's good type of film, yes, this is library worthy. You gotta get it. I mean, that's the type of guy I am. But I will say the concept of malls are not the same now as it was 30 years ago. People just don't have to go to the bastion of commercialism and consumerism anymore. You can go ahead, buy something online, and it just gets shipped to you instead. So it might be a little detached to a younger audience when looking at this kind of film. But I will say, the kill count, it's right on par with any other slasher film out there, like Friday the 13th and others. And speaking of Friday the 13th, the actor Russell Todd, he plays Rick Stanton in the film. He played Scott in Friday the 13th Part 2. And there's a couple of different cameos in there. Paul Bartel is one, Dick Miller is another. Even Angus Scrimm, who was the tall man in the Phantasm movies. He plays Dr. Carrington, albeit these are just like a few seconds or a couple minutes maybe maximum for these characters. I did not realize this until it was pointed out to me that in the beginning of the movie, in the credits, there is a shoplifter, a very obvious shoplifter. He's played by Rodney Eastman, who happened to play Joey in A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. So that means that this film is tied to Friday the 13th, Phantasm, and A Nightmare on Elm Street, just due to the actors that are in it. Wow. And speaking of acting, the acting is passable at best when it comes to the two main leads, Kelly Maroney and Tony O'Dell. Their characters, Allison and Ferdy, are two nerdy kids. Nerdy Ferdy. Two nerdy kids that must beat these robots at all costs while starting a and blossoming this relationship between the two. Is it awkward to watch? Yes. Is it believable? I mean, other than the fact that they got killer robots all around the place, yeah, it's that's how you would see probably two nerds in love. The special effects of this movie is pretty good for its time. Nowadays, it just doesn't hold the standard. The makeup on it is pretty bad. If you look at some of the scenes with Tony O'Dell, you can see that his face is washed out because they just were not using the same makeup as his skin tone. So all in all, I would recommend this movie, especially if you are one of those lovers of it's so bad, it's good type of films. This is something, yeah, you should definitely pick up. And the good thing for you, you don't have to go to a mall to pick it up. You can just have it go ahead and delivered to you. So you don't have to worry about killer robots. Unless a killer robot comes to deliver it for you, then you might be screwed. So as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, plus be part of the notification squad. All you have to do is tap the bell icon, and you get notified the moment that I upload. And I will see you in the next video.